Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 20, the Big 2-0 of the Stage Racing Podcast. Cody, we've survived 20 episodes so far. Yeah, raise the roof, man. Show your age. Uh, only 90 kids. Only 90 kids would raise the roof. Anyways, even though you were born in the 90s, how you feeling today? You doing good, man, or is that age starting to creep up on you a little bit?
No, I feel pretty good. Shoot. 34 is the new 20.
I like that. That means I'm 21 again since I'm 35. So
That's right.
I'll be honest with you. I don't know if I want to do 21 again. That was an interesting age, to say the least.
Yeah, most of y'all could say that. For me, I didn't worry about much then. So.
Well, I didn't worry about much then either, except the fact that was the problem. I didn't worry about much then when I was 21. So finishing up school at that point and doing what college kids do best is pretty much what was going on at that point in time. So anyways, we jump in, and since we'll get into it, let me move the mic. We got to show the fit. We got the 2311 hoodie on today. I figure since Bubba won, I don't have Bubba's shirt. I got a 2311 hoodie. I don't know if I've ever said it on the podcast, but whenever DH retires, which is not going to be for another 2 years since he signed his contract extension this past week, I'm probably hopping on the Tyler Reddick bandwagon. So bought me a 2311 hoodie when the race was in town. I think I have wore it on here once, but yeah, it was an awesome looking hoodie. So still get my allegiance with DH a little bit halfway in, but I do like Tyler Reddick. Kid's got a ton of potential, but it's a story for another day. So, man, let's get into it. It's been an interesting week in NASCAR. We've got two races in Indy to break down, and then we've got some just interesting tidbits that have come up this week, some suspensions to talk about, and then we're going to finish this thing off. We'll almost finish it off, but we're going to give our power rankings, our top 5 current drivers in NASCAR power rankings. We haven't done that yet. So, yeah, we'll break that down. But first and foremost, it was a full weekend of racing at Indianapolis. They had the ARCA race and the truck race at the little short track at Indy. I watched very little bit of the ARCA race. Didn't get to watch the truck race at all, so not even going to try to talk about that one. Yeah, so won't even go into all of that, except for the fact I do know this much. Corey Haim locked in the regular season title for the Truck Series to no one's surprise. The dude has been absolutely dominant this year, and so yeah, I'm really interested to see if he makes the move next year or not. Hadn't heard anything yet, but I think a lot of that is just so dependent on what happens with this lawsuit in December of what's really going to happen with Haim. I think if things weren't hinging on that, I think a decision probably would have already been made, especially with the production or lack of production they've been getting from Riley Herbst in the 35 this year. So anyways, Connor Zilisch wins again. Talk about dominant. Dude has been dominant. And by the way, I don't know if you saw this tweet. I don't know if I sent it to you. During the race, one of his win stickers that they put on the car, little checker flags, came off. It stuck right on his back spoiler. Dude has so many stickers that they're just flying off as he's going down.
He said he tweeted about that. He said he wants it to be like that on the race win diecast. He wants the sticker on the spoiler.
That's great. Hopefully they'll do that for him. But speaking of driver announcements, the Trackhouse announcement, the official announcement's got to be coming for him soon. I mean, he's got to. You know, we know the 99 Suarez is not coming back, so it's vacant. That car is vacant right now for next year, but it's got to be Zilisch, right? It can't be anybody else.
There's nobody else.
I mean, and let's be honest, we've talked about this kid. He's pretty good all around. I mean, I think you're looking at, and we'll talk about this some more, especially if the playoff format changes. But I think Zilisch is a champion at some point, probably a multiple champion. I mean, as talented as he is, 18, I know he's so young. The sky's the limit for him, but you never know what can happen in someone's career. But let's just say things stay fine. He's probably winning at least 2, wouldn't you think?
Yeah, I feel like that. I mean, realistically, he's the last time that I can remember, talking about, a rookie or, a young guy like this at 18 was probably Joey Logano. I mean, when Joey was coming up when he was 18, like he was the
Sliced
new
bread.
hot thing. And, everybody was like, this guy's going to, win, multiple championships, which he has.
He has, with an asterisk.
Yeah. At least but I mean, he didn't really turn the corner until later. But yeah, I feel like it's really compared to like him or like Kyle Busch.
Yeah.
And that's not terrible company to be associated with.
Not at all. I mean, look, hater love of Logano. He's a heck of a driver. And I think it really comes down to fit. I think the biggest issue with Logano is he just didn't fit at JGR. I mean, simple as that. And he got an organization where he fit, where things clicked, and you see what happens. He's won a ton of races. He's won 3 championships now. Whether you think they're legitimate or not, whatever. But he's still done it. I mean, you can't take it away from him. We'll look. I mean, 20, 30 years from now, someone will look at the record book and it'll still say Joey Logano is champion. Like, say what you want to about it. It's still going to be there. So, yeah, I think you're right. It's pretty good comparison to there, except for the fact that this dude is really good on road courses, as well as sorry for the sound effects, as well as ovals too. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing him in Cup. I think he'll probably get a win next year on a road course at some point. I think if anyone can we talked about this last week, go head to head with SVG, it's him. But don't sleep on him at an oval, especially if Trackhouse gets their crap in line and starts putting out some better cars next year, because the kid's pretty good, for sure. So, anyways, the only other thing from that race that I had, Allgaier was, I got a couple more things, but Allgaier was running good, looked very good, looked like he was going to be the one to bring the 100th win to Junior Motorsports, which we'll talk about here in a second. Instead, he got Larsoned, is what I'm calling it. Larson went into turn 2, way too aggressive, lost it, run Allgaier up the track, caused a wreck, and, caused Larson the race too. So my question is, what the heck is up with him, man?
I don't know, man. He's pushing a lot. Like, I don't know if it's just like he's, starving for a win or, like, I don't know, man. It's just, I feel like ever since the double, he's been off, and, I don't really know. I don't really know what to think or say. It's just, I feel like he's pushing really hard, and he's not having that, level of consistency or being a little extra cautious. It's like he's just thrown caution to win and was like, screw it.
He's really pushing. I'm with you. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, back before that dreadful weekend in May, I would kind of agree with maybe he's the greatest driver in the world. But then again, man, that's so apples to oranges. It's the MJ LeBron debate. It's just so different. I mean, everyone wants to say Verstappen is the one they throw him out there, but Verstappen's not going to come on an oval and dominate. Larson's not going to go drive open wheel and dominate. Like, it is what it is. It's a craft, man. So you can't just pick a greatest driver in the world, because it's all about what your craft is. But from a stock car racing standpoint, I would have said he's one of the best. We'll get into it in the power rankings here in a little bit, but I wouldn't say that right now.
No, I would totally agree. I don't know, I don't know where he really ranks right now. He's pretty, as the kids say, he's pretty mid. So
he's pretty mid. But I think one of the reasons too he gets that compliment and that thing so much just because all the different things he races. Like he just likes to race at the end of the day, and he's a good driver, man. He's good.
But here's the thing, though, and I'm going to say this. You know who else used to race about anything? Tony Stewart, Kyle Busch. And people started to talk about Kyle Busch in that light with all the Busch wins, the Truck Series wins. But, like, no one's really run the races like Kyle has, except probably Tony Stewart. Yeah. So, and no one really ever considered or called Tony Stewart the greatest ever. I mean, he was great by his own means, one of the greatest. But
I think. Go ahead, finish up, and I'll tell you why. That. Go ahead.
I just don't think that. I don't necessarily think that Kyle Larson's any better than Tony Stewart was, and I feel like it's a fairly good comparison minus the personality.
I would take Stewart at his prime over Larson at his
prime. I would too, 100%.
But I think the reason it's not talked about, It's because look at the guys Stewart raced against and compare it to who Larson races against. Larson's biggest competition right now is Denny Hamlin. I mean,
at the
really,
back
like
at the back end of his
at the
career.
back end of his career, in the twilight times of his career. So I just don't think the field is as strong as what Tony raced against. I think,
And here's the other thing: two of those other good drivers that Larson race against us each week are on his own team.
yeah,
So, like, it's not, I just, and that's a whole other subject probably for the off season. But, you know, once again, I think I had a pretty another good comparison there.
yeah, no, I think I wouldn't argue with you at all. I just think, seriously, I think one of the reasons it's not talked about as much is because who they race with, who they race against week in and week out. I mean,
Absolutely.
Tony raced the best of the best. Not to say any of these guys that are racing right now we won't look back in 10, 15 years and say they were really daggone good too, but man, you just go look at the list of drivers and future Hall of Fame drivers that Tony was racing against and compare it to who may or may not end up in the Hall of Fame now in Larson's prime. Yeah, it's a little different.
I mean, you're probably talking almost half the field back when Tony Stewart races, probably potential, if not Hall of Famers at some point, if not already. And I can't see half the field now being Hall of Famer.
But I think the one thing Larson fans may rebuttal with is all these cars are the same. You know, it's harder to win now because they're all the same compared when Tony was an engineer and made such a big deal. But dude, Tony could get up
Tony
on
could
that
drive
wheel,
anything you
drive
put
that
wheels
thing,
on it.
Yeah.
We used to say about Tony Stewart growing up, we used to say you put tires on a brick, that man will drive it.
100%. Kyle Busch too. I mean,
yeah.
I think, and another reason I think people didn't talk Kyle as much is people just didn't like Kyle. I mean, whatever. I mean, he was pretty easy to not like back in the day. So
it's funny how as you age, as you grow up, as you go through all the stages, and as you get older, you grow to appreciate the greatness. Versus, when you're in your 20s, your teens, you're like, I don't like that guy. That guy wins all the time. Blah blah blah. I mean, Tom Brady effect. Jimmy Johnson effect. It's all those things of you just don't. You're like, I don't want to see the same guy win all the time. But then as you get older, you're like, you know what? I appreciate the greatness that we got
really
to witness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, no, I'm with you. Let's move it on. Yeah. Long story short, I think we both agree, and most everybody else does. Something had been right with Larson since the double. He's just kind of lost his mojo, man. Not to say he can't regain it when he needs to. And it wouldn't surprise any of us if he turns around and wins next week, week after, whatever. Like he's still good enough he can do that. But he's just not to me, he's not at the level he was in May. It's changed. But we'll talk about it. I'm sure we'll talk about it a little bit more as we get into the power rankings. So let's keep it trucking here. Biggest thing out of the Xfinity series this weekend was Austin Hill gets suspended for wrecking Eric Almirola in the 19. I put warranted with the question mark on our notes. I know your answer to it. 100% warranted.
Absolutely. Ain't no question about that.
That was very dangerous, very stupid. Also, buddy, if you think you can get away with something like that, don't wear white gloves that show up in full 4K HD when you're watching replays.
I was just getting ready to say, you beat me to it. I was going to say, you see them white gloves, turn left. Yeah, no, brother. That's all she wrote. So,
yeah, Richard got very quiet after he probably watched the replay because he was not very happy at the time. And I mean, even Richard's a little old, but his eyes aren't that bad.
I mean, he does back into cars, but
that's probably from that wine. But anyways,
oh yeah, but no, it's definitely warranted 100%. I mean, I don't know what the kid's thinking. I mean, he really, honestly, I feel like he should have been suspended for more than one race because,
I agree.
We've seen this. I mean, you're at Indy, pretty good speeds. You're wrecking a guy who's not even full time. He's just
right rear hook.
Yep,
most dangerous thing there is.
I mean, and the fact of the matter is the racing was tough it was Almirola, right? So
yeah.
Almirola was racing him tough. Like,
well, he had moved him.
He did,
but it wasn't egregious, man. It was what you got to do at Indianapolis to get track position.
It was racing, and it was nothing egregious about what Almirola did. And then the fact that you're just immature, it's what we've talked about with the Xfinity guys a lot, is, you're just going to right rear hook him. Like,
Yeah.
what are you doing? So,
What's ironic too is Austin Hill is one of the ones who made such a big stink after Martinsville, and
yep,
then he just goes and does something like this. It's just an RCR thing, I guess. Just get mad and right rear hook
they
somebody. I
know
don't
how to
know.
pick them.
Yeah, that's for sure. Um, so he gets one where he loses his playoff points. Now he is still in the playoffs, but he's going to start the playoffs with, I guess, whatever he accumulates from now.
No, he loses all
Oh, he loses
futures.
it all, so he'll
He
start with
loses.
zero
It
playoff
doesn't
points.
matter what has
Okay,
previous or until then.
okay.
He loses all of it.
Mm. I hate it for him. Do
But
better, buddy.
the thing that I love about this is that it sets the precedence for the Cup Series too.
Hmm.
That what also too, if we see you do this up here, I mean, ideally it could be worse. I
Yeah,
mean,
I think two and Cup got set last year with.
yeah,
Um, Golly, why is my? I'm so sorry for the computer issues tonight. This thing has a mind of its own. But yeah, I think the precedent was set last year with Austin Dillon, what he did. I mean, he didn't even get to get in the playoffs for doing what he does. It hadn't quite been set yet in Xfinity, and I think this sets it. I think the bar's set now. The line has been drawn in the sand. Whether or
hmm
not these guys don't step over it anymore is a whole other question. You never know. We'll know when we get to Martinsville again here in October, when there's a spot in the championship four up for grabs. So
I'm saying we're gonna have to
can't
miss
wait,
that one.
man. Can't wait.
We're probably gonna
We're,
have to miss it. One of us will
uh,
probably have a football game.
Probably. I need to look at that weekend. Yeah, don't remind me.
Yeah,
I always forget about that. I'll be over here Friday night though. You can guarantee that. Watching them trucks.
maybe
Well,
I
anyways,
missed
last thing
that.
here for stage one, we already mentioned it. 100 wins for Junior Motorsports in the Xfinity Series. Look, man, Dale and Teresa, they could run a darn organization. I mean,
Whoa, whoa,
well,
whoa, whoa.
sorry. Fix it for me. Fix it for me.
Dale and Kelly.
Thank you.
You're
Now look,
welcome.
hey, Dale and Teresa were running. Dale Senior and Teresa were running a good
They
organization, and
were
then half the
100%.
piece was taken away from us. Let me fix myself. Dale and his sister Kelly can run a great organization. Um, yeah, they do a good job. Wait, is
Man,
Kelly his brother's name? We sure we got his sister's name right. Why am I?
I'm pretty sure. Isn't it Kelly? Isn't it Kelly? Am I
Oh
wrong?
my gosh, man,
Were we
I am
both?
having a.
Oh, were we both wrong? We watched this documentary not even 2 months ago.
It is Kelly. No, it
Ah,
is.
okay.
Carrie's his brother's
Carrie's
name.
the brother, half
Gosh,
brother,
it's
but the
late.
brother.
Look, in case you guys are wondering, we're filming right this. We're doing this at 10 o'clock at night right now. You can give us a give us a pass.
You could blame Cody for this, everybody. So,
No, it's okay. It's not that big a deal. I
but
was getting my college
but
football
yeah,
on earlier,
they
anyways.
uh
But
they
100
they
wins, man.
run 100 wins, man. I mean, that's you talk about a milestone. I mean, there's plenty of owners that don't even eclipse that, and not only have they eclipsed that, but in the time frame they've done it. I mean, it's you could put a freaking feather in that cap.
Do you
I
know
mean,
when they were established? When their first one was?
I
I'm gonna
couldn't
look it
tell you.
up.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you, but I mean I mean it's got to be at least what 2021, 2022. I mean 2020, 2021. Like was it what
Well, the
2019?
whole team itself was 2002. 2005 was their first Xfinity Series. Um, 2006 was full time in Xfinity. But I
Okay.
just don't feel like it definitely hasn't been as much that he's put into it until he retired. And so he retired, what, 2015, 2016? Somewhere
20
around
yeah
in there? Maybe it was
2016.
18. I don't know. So, but it was like right toward
Gordon
that
was
time.
20. Gordon was 2015. So Junior was probably
Okay. Like a year or
2018.
two after that. Yeah,
It was
that
like
makes sense.
yeah.
We're just not, our brains are not where they need to be tonight. But no, you're right. And I feel like that's when he went all in with it. We flirted on here some, or we've said something about maybe they go to Cup. Dude, I'll be honest, maybe he does, but I really think he just loves what he's got going on in the Xfinity Series right now. And I don't know if he wants to deal with what you got to deal with in the Cup Series. Or pay what
Yeah.
you're going to have to pay for a charter, which are now being valued at $75 million for a charter
Yeah,
in
I
Cup.
don't. He's talked about it on his podcast that he doesn't know that it'll be financially, fiscally, uh, possible for them to be able to do that, and pay a driver and do all the things, and um, he can sit down there and run a 4 car team and the Xfinity Series and continue to win and win championships most likely. And
And I guarantee, he's probably running the best profit line in Xfinity because Xfinity's not profitable hardly at all.
no,
But I guarantee you, if you compared books, they're probably one of, if not the
well,
best.
and the biggest thing too from his standpoint, sponsors too.
Yeah,
He's able to pull
that's
a
why.
boatload of big
Yep,
sponsors that are able to help him, and I mean all the ads on his podcast and things like that. I mean,
it
and
adds
also
up.
too, let's not forget about merch because he still
Mhm.
sells a ton of merch. I mean, shout out to that Sundrop merch that I still haven't bought, but I'm gonna buy it. And, you know, so yeah, I mean, the dude just he just gets it. Like the dude just
Yeah,
understands marketing, and well, I say him, but
his
Kelly
sister
is
gets it.
really his sister is the
His
business
sister
person.
gets it.
She is very smart. So
Dale's just gotten
kudos
good about hopping in front of the camera and putting
being
the
able to
cherry
talk,
on top.
being able to put a sentence together,
Yeah,
tell a story. So
for sure. Well, that'll wrap up stage one here. Let's dive into stage two. Let's break down the Cup series. The first bullet point I got is Indy thoughts. Look, there wasn't a whole lot of passing going on, but you go back and watch a lot of old Indy races. There never is a whole lot. This track's just one of those tracks. Um, Long straightaways, your passing zones are two corners really for the most part, 1 and 3. You usually only get around someone in 2 and 4 if they make a mistake. So it is what it is. It's kind of always been a strategy race. Now, other versions of the cars have raced better there, but for the most part, the racing's kind of always been it's a difficult place to pass. Heck, it was even difficult in IndyCar this year too. It's just the way that track is. So my thoughts going into it, I kind of expected it like this, but it was still entertaining because you had a ton of storylines that happened this week. The biggest one was Denny crashing his entire car, just totaling it, and qualifying when he had the fastest car by a mile. When you look at overall times. And so then he had to start at the back. There were a few others who had to start at the back. So it was going to be interesting to see, okay, can they move their way up? And if so, how quickly? On top of the in-season tournament going on with Ty Gibbs and Ty Dillon, no one really thought that would be very competitive, but it was still kind of compelling to try to watch. Unfortunately, Ty Dillon ran into some issues when someone didn't go on a restart, and his chances were virtually gone at that point. But I mean, overall, I thought it was like I know it probably didn't do good on the poll. I didn't see the final numbers on the poll. When I voted on it, it was like around 55% yes. I imagine it probably stays somewhere around in there. But I mean, I voted yes just because I went in with the expectation of how it was going to go down, and so I wasn't disappointed. I wasn't expecting anything that was not going to happen there.
yeah,
So I don't know. Your thoughts?
yeah. No, we talked about it last week. I mean, we weren't expecting a ton. Uh, so I was kind of wishing on the poll instead of a yes no, maybe it was a kind of button this
Yeah,
time.
like
Like,
it was okay, not just a
yeah,
yes or no.
yeah,
But see,
like,
I have to look at it. So when I vote on the poll, and I don't know about you, the question is, was it a good race? So for me, when I look at it, when I'm voting, was I disgusted watching this race? That's basically how I look at it. And even if I think the race was just okay, I vote yes because I wasn't disgusted watching the race like I have been some other ones this year. You know?
it's a fair point. I
Yeah.
mean, so yeah, I mean, like I said, it was just okay, but it's like you said, it's hard to pass at Indy. It's not the easiest thing to do. So I mean, it's just kind of bland. I mean, it's always been a strategy race. It's
Look, I'll
always
still
been a
take it
fuel
over that
mileage
darn
race.
road course that they were running there.
Well, yeah, of course. I mean, but unfortunately, I think the stands kind of said it all. Though, I think people have started to really understand that Indy's not great with this car. Um,
I will say this to defend that. I don't think they'll ever pack it like they did in the 90s, early
no, I
2000s.
don't think
That's gone.
that's the
But
expectation.
that place holds 300,000 people.
It's like
Um,
200 and some, like
yeah,
250, 260,000.
close enough to it. And even then, like, that's not, to be honest, I don't know if that's a track I'd want to go as a spectator. My cousin's husband went to the Indy 500 earlier this year. And when we all went to the beach the other week, I asked him, I was like, how was it? He was like, fun, but I would not go back. I mean, he just was blunt. He's like, he's like, the experience is there. He said, but it's not like watching a race everywhere else. It's kind of difficult. So, um, anyways, I say all that to say this, and a lot of the reporters were talking about it was a really good crowd, and one of them was like, "Look, honestly, when you're comparing it to how many stands there are there, it's not going to look good." But he even suggested there was probably 75, 80,000 people there. It just, I mean, it's similar to what you see at Bristol too. Bristol holds 100 and what 60 some thousand, whatever it is.
160,000.
Way too darn many people. I've seen it when I was at the football game down there, but you watch these Bristol night races where they have the best crowds, and you're like, it's still not there. But really, if you look at the attendance numbers, it's probably still over 100,000.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I agree with what you're saying. It looks bad. God, this stupid computer! I swear I'm setting it on fire when we're done. But yeah, I mean, I still think it was, compared to Indies of the past, I think it was attended pretty well compared to what we've seen.
I mean, I don't think anything's as low as the caution every 12 laps race.
Yeah.
I don't think anything will ever be as bad as that. But yeah, like I said, it was more of just a kind of, for me. I didn't vote no on the poll. I voted yes as well. Just the ending was kind of intriguing. I think that piqued some interest and some storylines at the end. And it's 2 weeks in a row we've had almost rain shortened race.
And I didn't want rain so bad because the strategy, what was going on strategy wise, was just so compelling. At the time, I mean, I don't think anyone was getting around Bubba if it went long. Larson didn't have anything for him. He wasn't gaining fast enough.
No.
So the finish made it a little bit more exciting, but how a strategy all played out was interesting to me. I don't know about you.
No. Toyota finally got some good MPG.
They were good this weekend.
They were great.
They were really good.
So maybe Toyota's hitting their stride before we get down to the nitty gritty here.
11 fans can only hope. Not getting excited this year. 2 years ago, I could have swore Denny was going to win it all, man. Like, I really did. And going into Homestead, it was looking great. And then his tire blows in Homestead, and it just and that was the one, the Blaney one.
You can thank the format. So
yeah, gosh, I really thought that was it. I'm not getting on that train anytime soon. Anyways, shout out to Bubba Wallace, man. Shout out to Bubba. Third victory in the Cup Series. Intriguing though, his second win at 2311, but the first in the 23 car. Little trivia for you. Why was he driving the 45 when he got a second win? Do you remember?
Stumped.
It was when Kurt Busch had his concussion. He had won, if I'm not mistaken, and the 45 car was in the owner playoffs. And so they took Ty Gibbs out of the 45 and put Bubba in there instead. And Bubba got the win at Kansas for them in the 45 car. So it's actually his first win in the 23 since he's been at 2311. So
pretty cool.
The only other thing for me is he's locked into the playoffs, where preseason we said, you got to get locked in. You got to stop playing with the bubble. It took him long enough, but he finally did it. And I really think, too, this is probably the first weekend, and I think 2311 has looked like 2311 of the last few seasons, honestly. They've kind of been off this year. This weekend they were solid. Bubba had a fast car. Reddick did too. Reddick got into some issues late, but they looked like themselves this weekend, I thought.
Yeah. Reddick probably doesn't get in that if he doesn't have that vibration in pits at the end of the race. And, probably finishes coming away with a top 10, and, Bubba gets the win. So, yeah, I mean, fantastic weekend for them. Shout out to Bubba Wallace. Good win for him. Very emotional after the race. So, love the guy showing the emotion. Just showing these guys can wear their heart on their sleeve, and they're competitive. They want to win. So shout out to this guy. And it was also another good thing too was all the drivers would come by and give them little bumps afterwards. And we don't see that a lot anymore. So
Blaney came by and messed with them. Those two guys are. I still think of that video of them when they were younger doing the Dougie, or Blaney out there doing the Dougie in his fire suit, and oh god, it's so funny. Anytime I run across that video, I watch it like 10 times. It just cracks me up.
So just that was cool to see, and like I said, we don't get to see that a lot anymore. And just goes to show how much respect the guys in the garage have for him, and so it was a good win.
Well, he said Sunday had been 0 days since his last win. It's now been 3. So no, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Somebody tweeted Adam on Monday, and he like retweeted, and they're like, "It's been one day since Bubba didn't win a race." He retweeted, got messed with it. So,
Touche.
yeah, I think one of the other notes I had, it was a heck of a drive by the 11 to go to last, or from last, finishing third in a backup car. Like you said, Toyota had some speed this weekend. JGR had some speed this weekend. And I really think that last round of pit stops, had they been a little bit better, maybe the strategy just a tiny bit better, he got out in front of the 24, it would have been interesting to see if he had anything for the 23. Because he just could not, even on some of his restarts, he couldn't get around the 24. And he wasn't flirting with the top line at all. He was choosing to go bottom. He didn't want to lose his track position. But, man, you imagine how interesting it would have been if he'd have been on the inside bottom with Bubba, pushing him to get around Larson and then them two duking it out on a couple of last laps. Would have been interesting to see for me. The other one is Christopher Bell. Kind of started a lot of the nonsense with wrecking the 34. People were saying he should be disciplined for that. Come on, man. No. That is not C-Bell. Actually, earlier this evening we were texting trying to figure out what time. No more than I sent you that. I get on Twitter and I see a video of McDowell talking about it.
Yep.
And it wasn't McDowell. It was McDowell doesn't do the 34 anymore.
Was Zane Smith? Was Zane Smith? Is that who it was?
Zane's not. Is Zane in the 34? No, it's
Oh, was it third? Was it 38? I thought.
Was it the 38?
Yeah, I thought it was a 38.
Okay, maybe it was 38. I know, or was it Gilliland?
Because Gilliland's in the 38.
Gilliland's in the 34. Smith's in the 38.
Oh, okay. See, we're all messed up. It's 10:30
Anyways,
now.
One of those cars, because they're teammates, he spun one of them out. He actually went up, not only apologized to the driver, apologized to the crew chief, he apologized to every single pit crew member individually. He went and found the engineers and with the team, went and apologized to them individually. I'm sorry, man. Christopher Bell is just a stand-up guy, man. Just a stand-up guy. I mean, I have a daughter.
Wait to see him win a championship.
Guy you want your daughter to marry. You know what I mean? Like, just a stand-up guy. So yeah, I mean, people calling for that. Get out of here, man. Y'all just angry RCR fans. That's what you are. Shout out to SVG and Catherine Legge, whatever it is. They had really good runs. SVG was top 15 most of the day. Did he finish top 15? I need to go look at that. He was there. Let's go see results.
And then Catherine finished 17th.
I know she finished 17th.
She was excited, too.
Oh, she finished 17th. SVG finished 19th. He was running there. I wonder if he had some issues there toward the end. But he didn't look lost. He looked like maybe they're finding something on the oval. We said we wanted to monitor that. Of course, he had horrible luck at Dover. But Legg had a great run. She got back on the lead lap there toward the end, one of the lucky dogs, and took full advantage of it. I think she's raced there in IndyCar, though, before, if I'm not mistaken. So she's familiar with what you got to do to get around that track. And I know it's different in closed wheel, but still. She has some familiarity with it, so shout out to them.
It was nice to hear her excitement on the radio at the end of the race, too, to finish 17th. Like, she was pretty excited and proud of herself, and deservedly so. Yep.
Because she's been hot garbage. And I think she's getting her. And I don't fault her for it, man. They threw her in there way before she should have been thrown in there.
We talked about it.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of feel bad for her. So she's getting her feet wet now. Seems to be understanding the car a little bit better. So, yeah, shout out to them. Well, that's all I got for stage 2. You got anything else for Indy you want to add?
No, I'm just ready to turn the page.
Yeah, we're 35 minutes in, and now it's about to get interesting. Let's go through these really quick. First of all, Ty Gibbs wins the in-season tournament. Success or failure for his first year?
I mean, I guess since like a top team had a driver win it, it's probably NASCAR probably looks at it as a success, and they're probably looking at it as Ty Dillon was in it, the 32 seed. I didn't really think it was a success. I think, that first race where it took out a lot of your, ultra good competitors. I think it really just kind of dulled it down. And, I don't know. It's a cool thought. We've talked about it a couple times. But, me and you were both pretty dead set on putting our money on Ty Gibbs last week, and I think most everybody else was too. It didn't really leave any intrigue or entice me any to keep up with it during it. Um, so it, I don't care if they don't bring it back.
I want it to come back. I don't think it's anything. The
Nothing wrong
idea
with
of
it.
it is not change the way you do the seeding. We've talked about this. It's stupid. Do not seed drivers like that. Just go off points. It's not difficult. And there should not be two road courses in this darn thing. And a drafting track. That's how we started it, with a drafting track and two road courses. Come on, man. Come on. No. Swing and a miss. Start it with the darn oval. I have no problem with. I don't know. Be honest with you, I do have a problem with a drafting track and that many road courses in it. But I don't know. Just they could fix it to where it could be a lot more intriguing. But yeah, I mean, it was okay. Along those lines, TNT had all of the in-season playoff races. How would you rate TNT? Because they're done now. We switched to NBC this coming weekend. How would you rate
Thank God.
TNT?
It was very average. I expected a lot more
Yeah,
from TNT. Because they were pretty good back in the day, but I expected a lot more from them and didn't get it. So now
they.
we get to go ahead and switch to the good stuff.
It's amazing what a good producer can do. Um, Amazon showed that. Now they had all the same talent in the booth for the most part,
Hmm.
and they were still good. I think some of what killed the product was what the races were. Um, they're just not highly viewed races, and then producing the production was okay, better than
Can of
Fox, but
workers.
that's not a high bar. And Amazon set the bar. I think we're going to see starting this weekend what we're really working with, because NBC, I'm sure, was taking notes, because NBC had been the darling of NASCAR production up until May when Amazon took over. So NBC, I'm sure, is going to come out swinging. But yeah, I'm with you on that. Next tidbit on here, it looks like Chicagoland is being reported as coming back on the schedule next year. Mexico City is out due to the World Cup. I know you're happy. You love Chicagoland, so yeah, I've heard they've reduced capacity there a little bit. But look, here's the thing: I wish I could do it, but I can't. But all these people talking about they want Chicagoland back. Y'all better show up and buy some tickets next year.
Thanks. That's including me too, I guess. But you
You
know,
frozen on my end. Are you frozen on your end?
nope.
Okay. Well, maybe it's just my computer. It probably is. This thing sucks. Um,
But no, I guess I should buy a ticket for Chicagoland. Adam, we're just going to go ahead and pencil that in for next year. So just go ahead and put it on the books. But yeah, I'll just be eager to see how much TLC this place has got to get, because it's got to get some before next year if they're going to really turn it around in less than a year. Um, but super excited for it. I think it's great. I hate to kind of see Mexico go. We did talk about it. That I kind of wanted to see us go back. So hopefully, next year or the year after next, they'll talk about it and go back and hopefully ironed out some of the things. But yeah, no, I'm super stoked about Chicagoland. I'm glad it's coming back. I think it's going to be a hell of a race.
agreed. Um, agreed. This thing is. I don't even know. Okay, we're good. Hang on. It's been a night tonight, man. I swear. No, I'm with you. Happy to see it back. I mean, Mexico City makes sense. Mexico City is one of the sites for the FIFA World Cup next year. Um, that's going to be close to wrapping up about the time when they normally would go through there. So, yeah, it's going to be a little busy. A lot of stuff going on. It was a logistical nightmare this year. It would be even worse next year with the World Cup. So, don't blame NASCAR in the slightest for doing this. So, anyways, dude, you're still frozen on my screen, but at least you're smiling when you're doing it. So, if you guys are watching this on YouTube and it's still frozen on the production, oh, there it comes back. Well, yeah, Cody was smiling, so it's good. At least it left you in a not so vulnerable position.
I try to smile,
You
man.
were back, and it's gone now. You're just cheesing.
Oh,
I'm gonna take a picture of it and send it to you via
you
text.
shouldn't.
Actually, I'm gonna do that
That
right now.
that'll
We're
that'll be the new That'll be the new like thumbnail for the
It's your new
pod this week.
profile picture for all your
Just
social
Cody,
media stuff,
just
man.
Cody cheesing it up.
Just Cody Cheese. I'm sending it to you right now.
That's fine.
That's
That's gonna
cracking
be
me up.
that's gonna be my caller ID photo in your phone from now on.
There you go. Yep, 100%. Um, let's. All right. Here's where I think these next two topics are where we're really going to dig in for the night. But we're 40 minutes in, so we won't try to dig in too long. But I want to rant on this, so I'm gonna let you go first. It's been told by Gluck, Hamlin, and maybe another person that they're all part of this playoff committee to try to make it better. It was pretty much decided that it was going to be a playoff round or a championship round, and then NASCAR just said that, oh well, we got to go talk to our TV partner. And now it's seeming like it might not be that much. It's July, 2 days from August, and we don't even know the schedule for next year because they can't make up their mind. I'm going to go more into it. You go ahead first, because I'm ticked. Like,
Yeah, no, I'll be short and sweet so you can get in on yours because I got the last time we had to rant, so we hadn't had one of these in a while, so I'm excited.
yeah,
But
yeah.
it's Bristol, but no, I just think it's a little shisty, and I think it's just really it's on brand for NASCAR, but it really should be off brand because you want to be able to build your own brand. I know you're going to get into that, but just the fact that we're letting TV dictate the playoffs and the system, like that's just really grimy to me. And I'm like, how much money, how much money do you really need to be able to do this? Because I know they're paying you a lot of money, but they shouldn't have a say. Like once again, it also just proves to show that you're not listening to your drivers, you're not listening to your fans, you're listening to the money that's going in your pockets, and that's not ever gonna sit well with any of us. So that's how I feel about it. But I'm gonna let you go ahead and take it away.
You know what it breathes to me? Desperation is what it breathes to me. Why? Because this tells me when they set up this new TV rights deal a couple of years ago, computer, this ain't the time. This ain't the time, computer. But when they set up this contract a few years ago, this tells me that somewhere in this clause, there's an agreement that they're going to run any changes by their TV partner. I don't see any other sports organization doing this. Why is NASCAR doing this? Look, I get TV wants the drama. It sells. I get it. You're telling me a championship round won't breed drama? Y'all really think the one race winner take all is the best thing out there? No. And like you said, own your stuff. Own your brand. Believe in your drivers. Believe in your teams. Believe in your audience. Know they're going to show up because, listen, they're going to show up. It's something different than the crap we haven't liked for the last 4 to 5 years now. However long we've been doing the one race championship. It's been longer than that. But we're tired of it, man. Give us something new. You want to know why the ratings aren't doing well? That's it. Change it. People will watch it. They will say, man, these next 3 weekends, NASCAR's racing for a champion. Maybe I'll split screen it with the NFL game, or maybe I'll go back and watch it. That's the other thing, and maybe that's NBC's thing, is that they're competing during NFL season. NFL is king. You're not beating it anytime soon. It is what it is. But try something different. The same thing, obviously, and doing that well. But I think my biggest gripe is you're letting TV dictate what you do. This is not, we've said it before, we'll say it again, this is not the WWE, man. Like, own your stuff, man. Like, I'm not going to say what I want to say, but it's just like, gosh, it's. I swear I'm punting this dang thing off a bridge like Baxter got punted off an Anchorman. It's just it breeds desperation. You make people happy. How happy was everyone last year when they're like, all right, we're going to look at this. Okay, we're putting together a committee. We got journalists. I imagine there's some kind of a fan point from it. You've got drivers on there. I'm sure you got owners on there. You do all that for all of them to come in to the room to come up with something for NASCAR to then say, okay, well, hey, what you put together, let us go run it by Daddy real quick. Daddy being TV, the guys who pump our wallets full of money, which, oh, by the way, you're not getting hardly any of it, which is the whole reason why you're getting sued in court right now. It just breathes death. They just look so. Gosh, I've never seen an organization look so dumb. Like, I mean, the only thing stupider that could happen right now for NASCAR is if Phelps goes to during Coldplay concert with his HR rep. Like, honestly, this is about as stupid as. Gosh, man. Anyone with any kind of sense, and I think really that's what it comes down to. I think NASCAR thinks it's really just a bunch of dumb rednecks, and they just think they're going to slide. It's really not, man. Like, yeah, there's still some good old rednecks that could race, but the majority of race fans these days, nah, man, they're educated. You ain't sliding nothing by them anymore. Yeah, they figured it out. Like, gosh, dude, it just ticks me off. Own your brand, own it. Go to TV and say, you know what, we're freaking NASCAR, man. You signed on for us. This is what we're gonna do. You market it. We'll help you. We'll help you market it. We got 3 races, 4 drivers, 3 races. I really think that's what they're sitting on because we've heard it so much. I've heard it from Gluck. I've heard it from Hamlin. That's what it's been building to. That's what we've been saying. The playoffs aren't going anywhere, whether we want it to or not. It's not going anywhere. All right, that's for sure not going to happen. So they want a round, 3 races, 4 races, whatever it is. You're going to have 4 drivers, multiple races. Who comes out on top? How can you not sell that? That sounds so much better than 4 drivers, 1 race for the championship. Oh, by the way, the 20's going to blow some brake rotors 20 laps into the thing, and he's done. That's it. I mean,
then it checks out. Then it checks out half your audience.
I mean, it's just like, honestly, it's like Aaron Rodgers blowing his Achilles in his first game with the Jets. Like as soon as he walked out on the field, like no one would cared about the Jets after that. No one cared. Like, just I know it's a little different with NASCAR, but still, man, come on, like.
Funny story.
3 races, a championship round with 4 drivers, 5 drivers, 6 drivers, whatever it is they settle on, sounds intriguing. It's like, okay, who can put it the best together over this amount of time? You know, it's intriguing. It's better than what they got now. It's not just which organization is better at a quote-unquote short track, even though I don't really consider Phoenix one, but I guess it is, than the rest. I mean, Denny said it before. The JGR rep told his mom one of the last times he raced the championship at Phoenix on the way over there. She was like, I really think we can win. He's like, we're not going to win. They already knew when they were going over there they weren't going to win. It just, I don't know, man. But had it been multiple races, they probably could have. You know, like, it.
Yep.
Come on, NASCAR. I know NBC, I know the Peacock's got a lot of money, but tell that thing to shut up. Come on. God, it just irks me, dude.
Funny story before we transition and get you out of your glass case of emotion.
Yeah.
But a funny story. Some friends and I and Amber, we bought tickets for that Kansas City Chiefs New York Jets game a couple years ago, and bought them in the before even the preseason. And because the buddy that was going to go, he was a Packers fan all his whole life, so he liked Aaron Rodgers, and his wife's a Chiefs fan. So shout out Alex and Caitlin. They don't listen to our pod, but
well, they need to.
They do. They should. They don't like They don't really get into NASCAR. So.
Well, they need to.
Hey, look, I agree. So you know what? You're gonna clip this for me. I'm gonna send it to them because they're getting shouted out in the pod this week. So, but anyway, so yeah, Caitlin's a Chiefs fan. Alex is a huge Packers fan. But we bought those tickets to go see Aaron Rodgers versus Pat Mahomes. Then we all watch Aaron Rodgers tear his Achilles that first week, and we're like, we paid all this money for these tickets. So we ended up seeing Zach Wilson versus Zach Wilson almost beat the Chiefs that night. So it was a good game, but yeah, it was really funny. We were sitting up in the upper deck, and this lady sat beside me. She was a Chiefs fan, and me and her were talking, and she said, I said, when did you get your ticket? She said, I got them. I don't remember. It's like yesterday or the day before. And I was like, I said, well, how much did you pay for your ticket? She's like, $40. I'm like, oh man. Like, I think we paid like $120 a piece for ours or something like that.
Yeah. Look, I've been there on the other end. I used to be a season ticket holder in Blacksburg for basketball. It was circa 2019 when Zion Williams was at Duke. Mm-hmm. Could have sold my tickets for $300 each. Could have paid for my season tickets, but wanted to see Zion play. Wanted to see him play. 2 weeks before he was come to Blacksburg, when the infamous shoe incident happened. My tickets then, now it was still Duke and Blacksburg. It was, I think I probably could have got $50 to $60 above face value, so like around $100, $110. But it wasn't what it could have been, man. It wasn't what it could have been. And I was also holding out for my good buddy Ben. Shout out to you, who ended up getting sick and not coming to the game anyways. But that's a whole other story I could tell. The night ended up being a pretty cool night. Ended up sitting third row out of nowhere. But that's for a different pod. Let's move on. We're completely off subject here. Okay. This is one you've probably been waiting for, and we're going to almost wrap it up with this. I'll let you go first. Top 5 power rankings of drivers starting now. Start 5th and work down to 1st.
Starting now.
Or at this point in the season, how would you rank them?
Yeah. Right. Going from 5 to 1.
Yeah, go to 5 and work down to 1.
Let's see. I might switch it up here in a minute, but I'm gonna go 5 William Byron. 4. I'm trying to think 4 who I want to put at 4. I know 3 would probably be. I know my top 3 without question. 3 would probably be Christopher Bale. 2 would probably be Chase Elliott. 1 would be Denny Hamlin. Kyle Larson's not in my top 5.
Really?
No, I'm super disappointed, to say the least. Christopher Bale. That 4th spot, man. I don't know. Like, I mean, William Byron could probably go in that 4th spot, and then I could find somebody else to go in the 5th spot. But that's who I can think of right now. If I think of somebody else, you'll probably say somebody else, and I'll be like, oh yeah, it makes.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard. It can get really skewed because all the road courses we've had just screws with everything, But I mean, looking at Dover and now Indy, 5th for me was a toss-up between Briscoe. It was a toss-up between both Chases. Chase Elliott, Chase Briscoe. Both of them have been running really good recently. I would give the edge to Chase Elliott, though. I would give him 5th. 4th, for me, is probably Christopher Bell, sitting at 4th. 3rd is William Byron for me. 2nd is Larson, even though he still looks off. I mean, he's finished runner-up last 2 races now. So he's still running pretty good. And then I'd put Denny at 1st. If you get Denny off a road course, the 11 team's the team to beat right now, man. I mean, they're on something. And, I know he sounds cocky when he says, if we're on an oval, I feel like I'm the best car week in, week out. Well, I don't think he's really being cocky. I think he's telling the truth because they're pretty dang good.
Yeah.
We haven't seen them. We haven't seen the 11 miss yet this year.
Nope.
That I can think of. I don't think there's been a week where they showed up and they were just mid, as the kids would say. I'm working on my lingo here for my new career exploration. Need to get down with the lingo of these kids. But, yeah. I don't think they've missed, so they're pretty good. I get what you're saying with Larson. It is disappointing. But I still look at these oval races, and even then, the Sonoma, he was okay at Sonoma. He's not what he was, but he's still pretty dang good. So that's why I have him at 2 for me. So that's where I'm at.
Like I said, I mean, if I'm going to, like I said, I could probably move Byron up to 4. I could put Larson in at 5. Briscoe's a really good pick. I hadn't really gave him a thought, but man, the guy's been qualifying so well.
He's been really consistent.
He's really turned it on. Reason I put Chase 2nd, no bias to anybody out there. I know people will say that he's biased as a Chase Elliott fan. Reason I say that is because he has the best average finish in NASCAR at like 10.2 or something like that. So I mean, he's been the most consistent driver every all year. He just finally was able to put a win together. He drove his ass off at Atlanta. So that's the thing is I feel like consistency is key when you're giving me power rankings. To me. So that's why I put him 2. Then he's head and shoulders above the rest. And then you can kind of intermingle those last 3. Like I said, I really like the Chase Briscoe pick. That's a really solid because there's not really anybody else. if you'd have
And
asked
he's up to
me,
8th in points.
yeah, yeah,
He's really made a climb here recently.
Christopher Bale's up. Like I said, Christopher Bale, William Byron. I have a more solid top four than that. Like I said, I feel like
Yeah.
Christopher Bale and William Byron are probably still overall better and have been more consistent than Kyle Larson. So, I mean, and honestly, Chase Briscoe's probably been more consistent. Yes, Kyle's finished second the last two races, but up until that point, I mean, Chase Briscoe's been much more consistent.
Yeah. Speaking of points, and I didn't have this on the thing, but I do want to talk about it. The point standings right now for regular season champion is very intriguing. We've got 4 races left in the regular season here. Chase Elliott's current leader. Because of, like you said, he's been stupid consistent. But if you break down wins, top fives, poles, stage wins, he
Mm-hmm.
doesn't have what the next 3 have, but he
Nope.
sits number 1. He's got a 4-point lead on William Byron. He's got a 15-point lead on Kyle Larson, and he's got a 20-point lead on Denny Hamlin. Any one of those 4 guys could win the regular season right now, and it's going to be pretty interesting to watch over these next 4 races. Heck, even Christopher, I don't. It would be a very long shot
He'd
for
have to win
Christopher
probably
Bell.
2 races out of those.
Yeah, but Christopher Bell's 62 points back. He would need a lot, but he's kind of there. But he would need a lot of help. He would
You're
need all
talking.
4
You're
of those
talking.
drivers to suck over these next 4 weeks, and that's just not going to happen.
How many points back is sixth place?
Tyler Reddick's in 6th place at 71 points back.
So you're talking 5 guys within 65 points. I mean,
Yeah,
even still, Tyler Reddick. There's nothing to say they don't find some speed, and Tyler Reddick rips off 3 straight wins. I mean, it's possible. I mean, I'd be
he's still
surprised.
got a lot of room to make up, though.
Well, he'd have to
Um,
have some stuff happen to those other guys, and I just don't see
yeah.
it happening. But to say that Tyler Reddick can still come in here and rip off some wins, because I
Oh,
really would love to
100%.
have put him in my top 5.
He just,
He just hadn't
yeah,
been
they
there. They just
missed a
hadn't had
little
the
something
speed.
this year. Yeah.
Um, you know,
But I don't think it's being talked about enough, and hopefully NBC will talk about it over these next 4 weeks. But
I think they will.
how close, and TNT probably didn't talk about it much because TNT's job this year was to deliver the in-season tournament. Like, let's just call
Hmm.
a spade a spade.
Hmm.
That's what their job was. I think it's going to get talked about now because you got 4 guys within 20 points for that bonus going into the playoffs. Whether you like the format or not, let's just talk about what they get. They get a heck of a bonus. So is it 10 points? 5 points? It's a
I
pretty
think
good
it's
amount.
yeah. I think
Um,
it was 10.
but we've got 4 interesting races coming up, to say the least. 2 of the tracks are pretty similar. 2 are very different. Starts this weekend in Iowa, which we'll foreshadow that here in a second. From Iowa, we go to Watkins Glen. From Watkins Glen, we go to Richmond, and God, that's intriguing. Didn't you say you was going to be at the beach?
Yeah,
That's
I'm
the
sorry.
16th.
I'm
Man,
sorry.
that is very tempting.
That's the day. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. The 16th.
Yes,
I mean, I come back. It's a night race, right?
it's a night race.
I mean, I come back the 16th.
Nah, don't be talking nonsense, man. We
And
can talk
whatever.
about it later. We can talk
Yeah,
about
yeah.
it later.
That's offline. That's offline.
Yeah, and then the 23rd of August, we finished up at Daytona. And yeah, those are 4 interesting races. Iowa and Richmond are very similar. You're going to get long runs on a short track. It's going to be about track position and really what the tires do. So let's talk about Iowa first. Um, and yeah, what are your thoughts on Iowa this weekend? I mean, look at Iowa last year. Heck of a crowd. I think it
Yeah.
sold out again.
Yep. Twice in a row.
It's they could beat that Indy crowd there pretty easily. Good gosh, I don't know if you saw the pictures from that. You were talking about no one coming to a race. No one came to either race in the back-to-back doubleheader IndyCar had there the other week. Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting. They're running a new tire. They have tested this tire. I'm not getting my hopes up, man. Goodyear hadn't shown that they're being very, very aggressive yet. Last year, Blaney got track position, kind of run away with it. It comes down to qualifying. You need a good qualifying session and good pit stops. Sounds like an F1 race, but here we are.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
so I mean, who do I like? Blaney probably will run pretty good there again. I think DH, they were off last year at this track. I'll be shocked if they're off again. You got to I mean, anyone in the top 4 in points right now, and then I'd sprinkle Blaney in there just because he ran so well there last year. Yeah, those are probably the 5 that I'm looking at as favorites headed into this weekend.
Yeah. I mean, I'll probably put Chase Briscoe up there too, just
Mm.
where he's been consistent qualifying. He always seems to find his way, up there and then kind of trickles back and finds his way at the end. So, I like him. Um, I wouldn't be surprised. Like I said, I don't know. Something like I said once again this weekend. I don't know. I have a feeling maybe Tyler Reddick's able to put one together. He saw Bubba do it. I think he could probably, if they could keep that speed, I think Tyler Reddick could rip it off. And I mean, how great would it be for everything that's happened, for 3 straight weeks since everything got announced that Denny Hamlin, Bubba Wallace, and Tyler Reddick would win races? That'd be really cool. Just
It'd
kind of
just be a gift from God above, is
just
what
yeah,
it would
just kind
be.
of a big
Just
middle finger to
hilarious.
NASCAR.
Yeah.
But Michael Jordan, would be super stoked. So, but anyway,
Yeah, I
uh,
was shocked he was not at Indianapolis this weekend, by the
same.
way.
Honestly, I was going to bring this up earlier. He hasn't been as big of a presence lately, and I
I
don't
wonder if he
know if
considers it more of a distraction.
that's what I was going to say. I don't. I
Yeah.
wonder if he considers it more of a distraction, and they're going to ask him questions about it and all
Yeah.
those things.
Yeah.
And he's like, you know what? If I just don't show up, I don't have to worry about it. And Denny's
Yeah.
kind of already at the forefront of this anyway.
I think you're probably right. Denny probably told him, hey, I'll talk about it. I'm a little more ingrained in this.
Yep,
Just keep the money coming, buddy. We'll take care. I'm sure that's
yeah,
probably what that
yeah.
conversation was.
Just keep paying the lawyers,
Keep paying
baby.
the deals, man.
That's all
We'll be
I
good.
need. So, but yeah, no, I think it's. I mean, once again, this is one of those races where I'm really hopeful that we get something good. Um, so I'm gonna have my
I tell you,
fingers and toes
a good little
crossed.
talking point going into this one with Bubba winning. There's just now 3 spots left.
Mm-hmm.
It's closing in. As much as we've seen some guys dominate this year, we've had 13
And
winners.
realistically, if you break it down, it's really only 2 spots because Tyler Reddick's pretty on the good side of that. I mean, he's like
He
170.
is,
He's like
but
170 points up from the line. So
he's got to be good because I mean, and look, it, you go to Watkins Glen, right,
hmm
and Allmendinger wins. Well, there's a spot,
hmm
and that's not to say it couldn't happen. I mean,
hmm or
Dinger
Michael
could win.
McDowell, or
McDowell, yeah, you can happen. And boom, they're in. Daytona. Anything can happen at Daytona. And I'll even throw Richmond in it. Austin Dillon's in RCR has been really good at Richmond.
hmm
Let's just say he goes and redeems himself. That's 3 spots. Boom. 1, 2,
yeah,
3. Right there.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
over for him at that point. It can happen. Do I think
Well,
it'll happen? No. But it can happen. Give it the old Lloyd Christmas. You're telling me there's a chance. It's there. It could. And it's intriguing. But
NASCAR
yeah,
NASCAR would love it though. I was
oh,
telling
they love
um,
everything about it.
they-
NBC
well,
probably would too.
well, to be fair, and I'll say this, I mean, not to digress, but I told our buddy Brandon the other day. I said the one cool thing I would say is if about this whole system, is 26 races, and then or however many races, 26 races before the playoffs start. Isn't that how many it
Sure.
is?
I have no
So
idea.
it was 10 races. It's 10 races in the playoff, right?
Yeah, they do 35 or 36. You're in the
It's
ballpark.
36 races.
Yeah,
So
you're in
it's
the ballpark.
so anyway, so say for 24 races you had 24 different winners, which would be unprecedented. So then think about 8 other spots of drivers having to fight it out for points to
Yeah.
make the top 16. So like that would be really cool. So honestly, I wouldn't be opposed that if we had 3 other winners and then the other 2, then somebody or 4 other winners, and then the 2 of those had to duke it out by points. I
Hmm.
think that'd be pretty cool. But
Yep.
you know,
Well, just in case we should have brought this up earlier, we were talking about the points, but what the playoff points look like, the cut line, Reddick's plus 138 on the cut line,
up
like
to
you said.
130.
Yeah, from a point standpoint, he's good. He would basically just have to DNF these next 4 almost to not be okay. What's hurting him right now is the potential that there could be some first time winners. Um, so he's in 14th. In 15th is Alex Bowman. He's plus 63. In 16th is Chris Buescher at plus 42. 17th is his teammate Ryan Preece, minus 42, of course. And then Kyle Busch since an 18th, minus 81. Those two, Busch would need a lot to point in. I don't think he could point in. Priest and Busch is the one to watch from a point standpoint.
My dark horse.
But you got Ty Gibbs. Ty Gibbs could. You talking about a road course? Ty Gibbs could certainly go to Watkins Glen and win. And then he's at 19th and Allmendinger's in 20th. So gonna be interesting, man. Gonna be real interesting.
Yeah, I need Chris Buescher.
Hate the format or not, we're gonna get some entertainment.
Yeah. It's been. I mean, to be fair, to call it what it is. I mean, you're looking at a regular season championship that's going to be pretty fun. You're looking at a back half of 3 spots that are going to be really intriguing with 4 races to go. So I mean, regardless of how we feel about the overall system, this is pretty intriguing. You know, I'm going to call it for what it is, and you know, I do hope Chris Buescher gets in there. That's my dark horse. So
yeah,
I need him to back his way in here, and then pull a Ty Dillon. You know,
and get hot at the right time.
Yeah. So which I don't see it. I think RFK's just like we talked about been off a little bit this year, but yeah. So anyway.
Yeah. Look, if you got bored during the summer, it's not going to be boring. There's plenty to watch for over these next 4 races. There's a lot going on. You hit the nail on the head. So, anyways, we will we'll break it all down as we can as we go into it. So I think that's going to be it for episode 20 here. It was a long one tonight, 1 hour and 6 minutes. So, hey, if you made it this far, we surely do appreciate it. Be sure to give us a review on Apple or whatever it is you listen to it. Like us on Facebook. I mean, not Facebook. Like us on YouTube. We have a Facebook page. Like us on Facebook, too. And we appreciate it as always. Cody, thanks, brother. Oh, yeah. Thanks, brother. Rest in peace to a legend.
R.I.P., baby.
Yep. We'll get back at it next week. Thanks for tuning in. Have a good one.